In this lesson, let's look at retiming a clip because they can really be beneficial in getting people's attention. Let's start by going back to Manhattan right here. Drag it down onto our timeline. Great city to visit if you know where to go. Now, what I want to show you first is over here. We do have other options. I think we know what reverse does. It reverses the clip. Reset. Well, I've reset the speed to something I don't like. I want it to go back to normal. That's a quick way to do it. Down here, I want to show you speed ramp, instant replay, rewind, and jump cut at markers, those four. Let's start with speed ramp. Now, you have from 0 or to 0. If you say from 0, you're saying start the entire clip at a stop and slowly go up to 100%. Let's do that one. Now, it breaks it up here. We have sections. Slow at 13, starts getting faster, starts getting faster, starts getting faster. Here's the transitions right here, and I'll play just a little bit. I won't do the whole thing. Very, very slow. And then the transition kicks in. It starts going a little bit faster. Now, your control here is the transitions, number one, and you can stretch those out. Let me go ahead and click right there and go a little bit that way and maybe a little bit this way, just like that. We could try that again real quick. And it transitions and starts going faster, a little bit faster, a little bit faster. So you have that control. If you want to, you can even get in here and control the speed, but it's doing a good job of getting it to ramp up unless you've got some other motive or objective. So one is doing a ramp on your speed, either from normal to, say, 0, or from 0 to normal, up to you. Go ahead and press Control-A, delete. Now, I know I am a creature of habit, but go ahead and select our hourglass and bring it down. Snap it right over. We'll leave it alone. The next one I want to show you is one, and I guarantee you have seen this, instant replay. When I'm shooting, say, a sports event, and maybe the goalie, like, for example, lets a goal go through, or he makes a fantastic save in a good football game, and we call it soccer mostly over here in the United States, but a football game. And so you see that, and have you ever seen an instant replay? Of course you have. Now, our instant replays are at 100%, 50%, 25, or 10. What we want to do is decide where the replay starts and ends. So we actually have to cut the clip. So I'm going to come in here, and we'll do our little where it starts kind of going in like that. That first crack, right there, that little crack. Now, I'm going to do a blade edit here, but I'm going to do it with a shortcut to save a lot of time. I could come up here and pick up the blade tool. I could press the letter B on my keyboard, but I tell you what, playhead's where I want it to be. Press Command B. Now that does two things. It saves you time in the fact you don't have to get the tool, but also you're back on the selection tool automatically because that's the last tool we used. And I'm going to come to about here, where it kind of just breaks up like that, and do the same thing, Command B. So we've got the clip we want. Select it. Come up here and select Instant Replay. Now we'll do 100%. This actually is in slow motion anyway. Watch what happens. There is the instant replay. Let's look at it. Start out here. I want to see that again. There you go. And there's the instant replay. That's what this is up here. Now, we can make those on our own. If you don't want it, you can delete it. Speaking of deleting, Control-A, delete. Just to make sure we're on the same page, drag it down again. Now, the next one we want to look at is rewind. This one's kind of interesting. So we're going to do the same thing real quick. We're going to come over here. I'm going to use my arrow keys to spot what I want. Command B, and say get to about here, and Command B. Select that clip part. Come up here. This one's kind of interesting. Do a rewind. We'll do it normal speed. You could make it faster if you wanted to. 3 sections. Watch what happens. Crash, bang, boom. Rewinds. Crash, bang, boom. So again, let's go to the goalie and somebody trying to score. Whoa, look at the way that happened. Let's rewind that, and let's look at that again. A rewind. Not too bad. Let's look at one more, and again, let's go ahead and get rid of everything so we can start all over. And now let's bring the same one down again. Now on this one, we have something that is called jump cut at markers. So I'm going to introduce something called a marker that we're going to talk more about later. A marker allows you to mark an area of a clip that you can, once you've done that, do a lot of other things. So we're going to go here, say, for example, to that point. If I can grab my playhead, sometimes I can't, that's hard to do. And I'm going to get right there again, and I'm going to press the letter M, as in Mary, on my keyboard. That sets a marker. I'm going to do another one as it begins to crash right about there, M. So I got 2. You could have as many as you want. If we then go over here and say jump cut at markers, it says how many frames from the marker do you want to cut? So 30 would be like a second. Let's do that one so you can see how this works. There they are. If we come over to here again, now watch. It changes the energy of the clip by cutting out what some people might think of as boring anyway. It adds more energy. Now you see things like that again in movies all the time, like maybe somebody is walking toward the camera, and about every 2 seconds he jumps about another second, and he jumps another second. It does add energy to a piece. It can take out the boring bits for you. Jump cuts at the markers. Saves us the time of cutting it ourselves manually. Now you still have control over here. As you can see, if I click right here, I can change how that works in terms of speed and in terms of what I'm doing. And if I come back over here again and show you that, so we can change where the jump occurs. Total control. And of course, if we don't like what we have done, we can always undo it anyway, or we can just simply reset the clip. In my opinion, working with some of these retiming effects, and you can go overboard on anything, don't forget that, can take something that is not necessarily boring, but something that is predictable to the person that's watching it and change it. And that's going to draw their attention. And that's what we want. Let's go ahead and press Control A and delete and move on.